So first we're going to start off with my Maybelline Define-A-Brow. This is going to be my brow pencil that I use just to slightly fill in my brows. I like to just go right underneath and kind of define them a little bit, hence the name, I guess. But I just really like to just define my brows, quickly fill in any sparse areas, and then spoolie them out. I just want to say that this was going to be a talk-through video, so I apologize for the parts that I am talking, but it was just going to be like a 20-minute video, and it didn't work, but yeah. And then I just spoolied them out really quick. To carve out my eyebrows, I'm taking this NYX Skin Base primer that I usually use just to prime my eyelids, but it's actually great just to go right underneath your eyebrow and clean up any mess that you made when you were either, filling them in, or if you didn't pluck, it just makes it look nice and clean. And then just spread any excess down on your eyelid. So first we're going to be taking a cream shade and just quickly highlighting your brow bone. This is the Coastal Scents Reveal 2 palette, which is amazing. It's very cheap and it does a really good job. Then I'm going to take a little bit of a shimmer color and put it just popped right on the arch of my brow, and that's just going to make it look a little bit more of like a pop. First, I'm going to take a light shade and put that right in my crease. This is our transitional color, which I say all the time in my tutorials, but it's just going to transition all the colors that you're using into each other and blend everything nice and seamless and smooth. And then I'm going to be taking a darker kind of maroon shade. It's so pretty. I love it for this. I don't know, this whole palette is amazing, but that color is so, so pretty. Then I'm going to be blending it out. After I place it, I just think it's easier to place it and then go blend it out. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm using the same blending brush as before. No need to use 100 brushes, it's just easier that way. After I'm done blending out, I'm going to go right on to my lid color, and I'm going to be taking this nice shimmery gold color, but actually I want to do this first. I want to add just a little bit more of the purple. So I'm taking a pencil brush, the same one as before, and I'm just adding a little bit more on the outer and the inner corners of my eyes, and this is going to create a spotlight effect. Again, after I place it, I just like to blend it out. Same exact brush, nothing fancy whatsoever. See, I'm talking here, guys. I'm sorry. It just would have been way too long of a video. Nobody has time to sit there to watch a 20-minute tutorial. I know. So, yeah, just blending it out with the same exact brush. And then now we're going to go on to the lid color. So the lid color I'm taking is this beautiful gold out of the palette. It is so pretty and pigmented, like most of the shadows are in here. So I'm going to pop that right in the center of the lid. And this is, again, going to create a nice spotlight effect. Also, we're going to add some glitter just because I feel like, I don't know, it's prom and it's a special occasion, like go all out, why not, right? So before we put on the glitter, we're just going to blend one more time just because we don't want any harsh lines, and we placed on that gold and we want to make sure that it's going to blend seamlessly into the crease and everything like that. So before we put on the gold, we're going to just highlight our brow bone one more time, and just because we were blending so much, we wanted to make sure that the brow bone is still highlighted and still standing out. So just go back and add colors if you have to, but it's better to blend. It makes everything look so much more professional and seamless and just beautiful. So now we're going to put on the glitter. So I'm taking my LASplash sealant and just the NYX Gold Glitter. I'm going to pop it right in the middle of my eyelid, and again, this is the spotlight effect, so just right in the center. And I'm using a synthetic brush because we're using glitters and something sticky. You don't want anything that any other kind of brush might get ruined, so just be aware of that. I did my eyeliner off camera, and we're going to go right onto our face. I'm taking my Beautifully Matte Makeup Base by No. 7. You can find this at Target, and my L'Oreal Magic Lumie. For the center of my face, I'm using the No. 7 because I'm oily, and you want to make sure that you don't look shiny in pictures or anything like that. And then for the outside of my face, here I am putting on the Magic Lumie because it's just going to give you like a glow, but you don't want it in the middle of your face because that's when you look oily. For foundation, I'm taking my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte, and I think I'm in the color, I want to say 104. Everything's always going to be listed down below, and I'm just going to be buffing that in with a foundation brush. So this is actually an affordable foundation brush. This is from Real Techniques, or by Real Techniques, and it's great just to buff in your foundation. Just like your eyes, you want to make sure it's blended, so take your time really buffing that into your face and using a foundation that's appropriate for your skin. I have oily skin, that's why I use this one. And you want your makeup to last all night, so that's another reason. For our concealer, I'm taking Maybelline Fit Me. And it's a nice yellowy shade, this number 21, so it gives a nice highlight effect to the eyes without being too in your face, so you don't get like white flashback underneath your eyes when you're taking pictures. Again, just choose one appropriate to your skin tone, but this one works for me. I'm going to pop that right underneath my eyes and blend it out with my finger and a Sonia Kashuk concealer brush. I also put some in the center of my forehead, down the middle of my nose, and on my cupid's bow. That's just going to highlight and make everything look even. I'm also going to take a cream contour today. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Shine Free Foundation in the darkest shade they have. I like to use this one because it actually blends out really nicely, and I think it looks natural and pretty. I like it more than the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kits, the cream ones. They don't blend for anything in the world, and nobody has time to sit there and blend for 100 years, so especially when you're already blending your eyeshadow and everything else for 100 years, right? So I'm just going to blend it out with a foundation brush, and then we're going to move back to setting underneath the eyes because you want to make sure that that concealer does not move or crease. For that, I'm taking my Stay Matte Pressed Powder, and as you can see, this was well loved. So I'm just going to pop that right underneath my eyes with a fluffy brush, and just try to kind of push it into your eye, underneath your eye, so that it doesn't move around the product. For eyeliner, I'm taking my favorite eyeliner of all time, Holy Grail eyeliner, the L'Oreal Extra Intense Carbon Black eyeliner. And then we're going to smudge it out a little bit. So I'm going to be taking the black shade from this Revealed 2 palette, and I'm going to just pop that just a little bit, like more so towards the end of my eye, right at the edge. And we're also going to blend it out with the purple shade that you saw there also that we used in our crease and in our outer and inner corners of our eyes as well. So blending it out, and it kind of just makes everything come together. Make sure you're taking your time with blending out this lower lash line. It's going to take a while, believe me. I hate doing it. My eyes start to water. It's a hassle, but it makes all the difference. Blending in general makes all the difference. I say it all the time, but especially that lower lash line, you don't want it to just look super harsh. So blend. This is just I believe this is a Coastal Scents pencil brush that I've had for years. So just continue to blend out as much as you possibly can. Next, we're going to highlight the inner tear duct of your eye. And I'm using the same shade that I used right above that like arch of your eyebrow, or right in that arch of your eyebrow. This just opens up the eye and makes it look just more awake. Especially when you're having a smoky eye, you don't want to look like super closed or anything like that. So I love how that looks. Onto mascara, Telescopic Carbon Black L'Oreal. I kind of said that backwards, but my L'Oreal Telescopic Carbon Black mascara. I'm just going to put that on your lower lashes, and that's kind of going to complete the eyes. I feel like unless you have very tiny lashes, the mascara on the lower lashes really helps. For bronzer, I'm taking my Milani bronzer. This is an old one, so any bronzer will do. I mean, I just want to say I would definitely do a matte one. I wouldn't do any shimmer anywhere else, especially for prom. And any excess that I have on my brush, I'm going to run right on the bottom of my jawline to make sure that it kind of all connects and contours every, part of my face. But you don't want a lot of product underneath your jawline because that's going to look a little too much and unnatural. For your cheeks, I'm taking Milani's Baked Blush in Luminoso. Just a beautiful peachy tone, has a little bit of shimmer in it, but nothing too crazy. But for highlight, I'm taking this hard candy highlighter that you can find at Walmart. I think it's about like $7. And you're just going to put this on the high tops of your cheeks. Right, just a little tiny bit right above your eyebrow. And you don't really want to put it anywhere else just because you're taking pictures. You might be, not that you're taking pictures, but it's going to be a hot day, I'm sure. Prom is usually in the nicer months. So you don't want it to look like you're greasy or anything like that. But if you want just a little bit more of a shine, I would just add something a little bit more shimmery on top. You can even take one of the eyeshadows that we use to highlight our brow bone. But I'm taking this e.l.f. highlighter in, I believe it's Moonlight Pearls, and just highlighting just on the tops of the cheekbones, just a little bit extra. Then we're going to move on to lips. And I'm going to take my NYX Nude Pink Lip Liner and my ColourPop Lippy Stick in Bound. This lippy stick is so pretty because it has like such a pretty shine to it. You don't even need lip gloss. It's like lip liner, the stick, and you're done. Like nothing extra. Those lippy sticks are $5 on the ColourPop website, so you can check them out there. And then after you put on that, you are all done. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. I hope you have an amazing time at prom, and I'll see you next time. Bye! cute, so I picked it up, and I actually liked it so much I picked it up in white as well, and I wore the white one to IMATS. And it's right here, so that's why it's on a hanger, and I don't have the price or anything because I wore this one to IMATS, but I love it. It was super comfortable, and I just love the little knot. I thought it was so cute. It was so funny because I think, was it Kelsey? I think Kelsey had the same shirt on as me from the Glam Twins, if you don't know who I'm talking about. I also have pictures on my Instagram. My Instagram is always linked down below, so you can check that out, but I'll be trying everything on for you guys. You know that. Because here's the next item, and like, what does this do for you? Can you guys see this? Like, I wouldn't be able to tell what this looks like. But this is just like a really beautiful kind of trench styled shirt. I'm not even gonna call it a actual trench or a jacket because it is so lightweight that this is like basically a shirt that looks like a jacket. But it's really cute. It has a tie kind of thing that I just let hang in the back, and I love this. I roll up the sleeves because I don't like how the sleeves are kind of like wide. They're not like huge, but they don't hug me like this does, so I kind of felt like it was just like flowing around and looking a little weird, but I loved how this looked with my outfit for IMATS.